Hello, 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 and welcome back to another stream. Live stream. Why did my brain just shut off there? It's gonna be a stream. It's gonna be one of those streams. How's it going, everyone? Hello, Justin. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. How about to pick my brain? I mean, there's not much in it, but you're welcome to try. My deving today? I'm deving every weekday. Every weekday is a dev day. Otherwise, no deving will get done. It's dev day. We're going to be doing some more save game stuff. Yeah, save game stuff. Woo. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But what's up? What do you want to pick my brain about? Is it anything easy? I hope it's easy. If you got a question, the answer is 3. If the answer is not 3, then think again. Is actually the answer is 3? You should change your question. You're building your backbone for an advanced weather NPC. What's an NPC in this scenario? What do you mean by a backbone? LS Gronek, who let you out? Oh, I guess who let you in? Because you're inside still. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's Thursday, and clearly my brain is like, yeah. Oh, it is? Wait, but you're saying weather. That's why I was confused. Like, your parameter collection and trying to figure out structure. The variable type, or just how you should format the NPC? Thank you, English language, for making every word, even within the same program, mean multiple things. Thank you. You guys rock. Everyone who has decided that every word should have multiple meanings. I appreciate all of you. I figured out what I'm going to be making a video on for Sunday. It's just going to be a tips and tricks video. Because that's all I can think of to do. Do not wish to be all-powerful? No, why would I wish to be all-powerful? I'd only wish to have all the magic powers of the genie without any of the limitations of the genie. That's not all-powerful. But that's all I'd want. Hey, you guys, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You're using them for structs to use inside a weather manager blueprint. Scalar based. Structs on floats. An NPC holds variables that you could use in materials. Okay, let's start with that. Why are we talking about a blueprint? What is a blueprint scalar base? What does that mean? And what do you mean structs on floats? Floats could be inside of structs. But we're talking about NPC. I'm very confused. I feel like you're giving me little tiny things, but you're missing the giant context of everything, and it's very confusing to me. My little brain cannot comprehend. It doesn't work that way, says who? Who decided? Who decided? I disagree. You should work that way. For this weekend, I am going to be doing 3 BCG tips and tricks. I'm going to be showing how to do 3 things that everyone should know, basically. Kind of building up on the basics. Starting with how to use like sockets and sampling a spline and other things, combining it all to be able to effectively be able to sample any shape very easily. Including getting like putting stuff on a table of any size and things of that nature. As well as people I think don't use templates enough in the spawning section. And did you know there's a noise pattern built into PCG? Like you do Perlin noise, world space Perlin noise, and things of that nature. That'll be the video, because that's all I could think of. I know, it's terrible. I agree. That's all I can think of. How to build a city? I mean, yeah, sure. People demand that all the time. And people also demand that they, have $1 million. What's that have to do with me? I can't do anything about that. Should ask us for ideas? I was looking for ideas last stream. No one gave any. People give me ideas that are not possible for me to do. I've asked multiple times. I've asked multiple times. And every time people give me ideas, they're like, yeah, can we have a city generator? Yeah, can you do this other thing that will take a full team and multiple months of work? Insert anything. Like, no, I can't. I can't. I am but one man. I am. Don't put me on a pedestal. Stop it. Take me down. I'm feeling feisty today. No, I'm feeling the same as normal. Absolutely same as normal. No, I said but one. Not one but. But I'm also one but man. Yeah, I only have one but. That is also accurate, but I said but one. Procedural animation? Yeah, let's... Have you ever looked into procedural animation? That is one of the most complicated things you could probably imagine. I've gone through a course of procedural animation. That thing is complicated as hell. Far more complicated than PCG. That's what I'm saying. I've asked people what they want. And unfortunately, people, understandably so, always ask for insane things. So I cannot do those things. That's how you could use the blueprint to push updated values into the NPC. Probably. I've never tried. I've only ever just used the NPC manually. I've never put it inside of a blueprint. But theoretically, you probably can. Yeah. I don't use NPCs very often. Once you get the procedural animation, the procedural city, and the procedural life cycle for all the dentists of the city, then you'll be set. Yeah, that's not happening. Tips and tricks maybe on both intermediate and advanced levels? I don't know what is considered to be intermediate or advanced Most things aren't really tips and tricks. They're just like, hey, don't forget that this exists. That's all really it is. So that's all I'm gonna do, basically. Right. I had trouble coming up with even 3 things. Like, what is a tips and tricks I can do with PCG that isn't just a tutorial for something? I had trouble just with 3. That's why there's only gonna be 3. And they're not great, I think. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. We need 5.7 preview to come out. Yeah, wall jumping in 8. Nice. Congrats. I did, hold on, let me see. I believe I was asking ChatGPT for, like, ideas. And let's see. This is, like, the ideas that ChatGPT comes up with when I'm like, give me a bunch of ideas, because I'm desperate here. Scatter torches only on walls inside dungeons. Takes 2 nodes. Already shown how to do that. Generate campsites with tents, fires, and props. Copy points on a grid. Done. Generate overlapping piles of rocks or junk with stacking logic. That one's not really possible. Because you want physics stuff for that. Build procedural fences that follow terrain and snap at corners. I basically showed that in the last video. Place decals like moss and cracks dynamically on walls and floors. That's just a regular PCG graph of just scattering points. You don't need anything special. Auto-populate a room with furniture based on wall and floor detection. That doesn't really work because you want to have logic to a room. So that's better be done in a more manual method. Because, yeah. Spawn trees with fallen logs and stumps to form microbiomes. That's just a forest. A basic forest. You spawn a bunch of trees and randomly you spawn a bunch of trees that are falling over. Done. Man, like, none of these are like interesting. And generate floating islands with bridges connecting to them. I know someone that is working on that. I'm not gonna take their idea. Got an idea for me? You're being serious for once? Okay, what is it? Scattered treasure chests with loot rarity based on distance from spawn. That's just a blueprint system. That's not even PCG. Populate rooftops with antennas, AC units, and vents procedurally. Scatter a bunch of points, spawn random mesh. Done. Like, none of this is interesting for a tutorial. Nothing of this. I'm only halfway through the list they gave me. But like, none of them are complicated to do. I do them all myself at work. But I don't feel like I've shown how to do all of this already. So at this point, I'm like, shit. You call the NPC in structure format and use a break node to pull certain scalars. You're curious if one had this, we had done this. I didn't even know you could do that. Again, I've never used NPCs in a blueprint. Only time I've ever used NPCs is when I needed to control something dynamically, like globally. And usually I just leave that as an NPC value so I can just control it. And then that's it. I've never needed to put it into blueprint, so I've never looked into it. Sorry. I mean, if it's doable, sounds cool, yeah. Go over all the stuff that you've done for PCG so far and think of a way that someone might be able to put it all together. I mean, you could do whatever you want with PCG. You make, yeah. All I show you are the tools. I don't show you like how do you create full environments with PCG. Right, which is probably why my views and like my channel is smaller than like someone like AZL Arts, for example, right? His channel is considerably bigger, but he does tutorial content as well, but he shows how to create like full environments using this stuff. But he does it more on more full-time compared to me, so he has the time to do that. Unfortunately, I don't. So, yeah. I'll get to his point one day. What year little systems that are modular might be able to do? I have no idea what you're saying. Hey, Sarman, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Anyway, shall we do some Unreals? How about a video showing how to implement random world seeding breaking that PCG in different zone? How to implement random world seeding breaking that PCG in different zones? What? I don't understand you guys. What do you mean random world seeding breaking that PCG in different zones? I feel like there's words missing. My brain cannot read between everything. What might be able to build if you put it all together? Yeah, like I said, anything. It's just PCG. What can you build with PCG is the same question. Anything. Offset placement for PCG biomes across the procedural world. What do you mean by what do you mean by offset placement? You can spawn PCG wherever you want. I think maybe that's the part that's confusing to me. If you just put PCG somewhere else, you can spawn somewhere else. It's not locked in place. You can spawn wherever you want, and as many as you want. You've been working your little battle scene all day? Nice. Working each cell for the battle grid's movement. And take a break and watch Lilo and Stitch later? Enjoy. The animated version or the live action movie thing? Let's go to... up. I wanted to see... Alright, so we have this save. If I save here... and then I load here. And then if I go in here and I load... it's taking a while. Why am I here? Okay, that's what I was fearing. So... this, save transform is a problem. We cannot use this. Real life version, you watch about 10 minutes of it the other day and you fell asleep. That doesn't sound like it's very good then. What's the hardest thing that you built in Blueprints? Hell if I know. hardest thing that I built in Blueprints? I mean, I don't know. As long as I end up doing it successfully, I don't think it's hard. It's usually the problem. I don't know. That's a difficult question. The most complex or largest blueprint? I mean, the largest thing is this game. The game is all blueprints, right? So, this game? I guess? I don't do I don't do well with very open-ended questions. Dude, I have trouble, like, after a day of working and doing something in an environment, I have trouble explaining to somebody what I even did on the environment. Things have changed, I've made progress, but what did I actually do? I don't know. I updated some I did stuff, it looks better now, right? Like, I have trouble with that. You're asking me to remember, like, blueprints across all of time. Like, I don't know what I did that day. Thank God I don't have to, like, write every day, like, what did I do today? Because I just say, I don't know. Something happened. I don't know. I'm not making this easy? No, you're not making this easy by asking me complicated questions. Yeah, okay, guys, have a good night. Get some rest, get some sleep. Was there something that when you finally finish, you're like, there, I've done it? No. Not really. I don't have this, like, oh my God, and such excitement that I'm like, and when I do, like, usually like 5 minutes later, I've forgotten about it. For sure you do stuff the wrong way, so your grid system is huge. You do have a race for stuff, but you have manually coded everything so far, each cell with brute force. I mean, eventually you'll figure out a way of not doing it brute force, and you'll feel good about yourself. And then sometime later, you'll realize it again, and again, and again, and every time you'll improve it. Which is good. Improving things is good. Do I want to enable load operation? I can click continue. Why can I not do... Oh, I can't do load because I have no save. So if I did a save... Now I went in here. Quick reload. And load game. Load game, and there's this. I would want... yeah, this is fine. What I want... What is this quick reload? I don't think I want quick reload. Can I turn that off? No. One save gate has to be fully loaded. I want this to also be based on something else. I'm gonna ask about this in the Discord real quick. One moment. That brute force taking, you think they call that blueprints? I mean, I'm very much a trial and error kind of guy. So for me, like, I just try a bunch of stuff and eventually something works, and that's just how everything always goes. So for me, I don't have I have certain things that will take me a few days for sure, or maybe sometimes a little bit longer. But I mean, like, for example, I have like random ideas where like I want the walls to like go up and down, and it'll take me a while to set that up. But all that is already scrapped and no longer even in the game. So like, it clearly wasn't very good because I've scrapped that whole thing. See, for RTS games, people use algorithms a lot. You don't even know where to start on that. Maybe the definition. I mean, don't do an RTS. Let's start with that. RTS is very complicated. Is it regenerating the same level or a random one? It's a random one. It's seed based. Speaking of long blueprint chains, your wall jump spans all the way across the screen. Is that good? When you're assumed out to 12. Good? Bad? Let's get how where I am? Yes. I also asked the same question, Servant. Hey, Zebra, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Ooh, why is my location why did my location get saved?
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Why is my location getting saved? What? Why does the player location getting saved? I don't want my location being saved. You work your battle system to be an RTS. Have it done with just brute force. RTS is considerably more complicated, I think. But, I mean, if you want an RTS, make an RTS. But yeah, RTS is not simple. Why is my player location being saved? if I just did this and then I removed it, right? Because it's not here. Save. Redelete the save file. Save. Load. Why am I here? That's a bug. That's a very much a big bug. Hold on a second. Am I saving the current dungeon level? Is that what's happening? Deck size, current weapon. Now there's test. Collectibles, currencies, current weapon. Oh, it's just not it's not resetting it somehow. When I load, what we can do is when we load, is we'll always load to we'll always load to the base, so this might help. I don't like the fact that we're saving. Save. Load. Okay, I'm now here, which is correct. Why is it saying my location now? God damn it. Okay, what if I re-added this? I kept it on the player, but I made sure it's off. Turned off. AZ transform off. Okay, what if we did this? Okay, save. You have 4 levels, 3x5 grid for the start of the game, 4x8 grid, 5x10, 6x12, all in one blueprint. Why is my location being saved? I don't want it being saved anymore. What? How? How's it? How is it? Yeah, there seems to be a few little glitches with this save system. Just a little. If true, the root transform location rotation scale of the actor of the world will be saved. If you want to save any local transforms of other components of the actor, you will have to save it as a variable. Instructions right below. How do we get around this? What did we do? Did we do something here? I don't think I can just force it unload anymore. Save. Oh. What? How's it saving the player? What if I break this? No. It doesn't care. Okay, it's a component. Hold on. And you can figure out some stuff looking at over the component, because it is blueprints. Base actor info, save game operation, events binding, registered, initial registration. And then we can play. Nope. Is there a save file I'm not deleting or clearing here? No, the only save files I have are my manual save games from before. Add enhanced input user settings for some reason. Well, I guess that's probably just the key binding stuff. So basically what happened is I added easy save game component to my player, and then I tried saving transform and it did. And now I removed it now and it's still saving transform. Time for me to file a bug report. free assets save you. I mean, free assets save so much, especially when you're in the early stage of prototyping and stuff and figuring things out. Free assets are the best. The absolute best. Let me just double check. There's nothing on my player that should be happening. No, I do this, but that's it. That shouldn't matter. Yeah. That shouldn't matter. One moment, guys. I had an easy save game component to my player. Then save the transform. We're great, but I only wanted it to save in a single level. So I remove the component. And it's still saving the character's position, and I can't get it to stop. I'm in 5.6. Post. You literally can make thousands of games with just free Kenny assets. You can make thousands of games with just cubes. Just the default Unreal Engine cube. You make things happen with a string of nodes and delays. Hey, you make things happen. That's the main thing. All right. That's the main thing, is you make things happen. Okay, well, let's pause on this then. Let's not worry about the position of the player and stuff. Instead, we need to focus on certain other things. So why was the... let's go back to the game mode. If I remove this, I'm going to do a little print string. Get current dungeon level. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably my own save game that's doing it. Load save game, remove that. That's probably what was doing the saving the dungeon, and when I reload it, that's probably what was breaking it. No, why am I here? Why say 2? It's 0. I go in here, it's 1. I load. It says 1. Why? It says 1 because it saved it from my save game, but why did it load it? I just told it not to load. It loaded it because it's not from the save game, it's from the game instance. Right? One sec. We haven't configured the game instance properly yet. Yeah, it's going to throw a lot of errors at me, but that's why. You see a couple times does it load a random game level even from the save? Well, the load this is the same hub. The hub doesn't change. You like the floating in sky underneath? Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, which is why I wanted to try it out. Okay, so what we need to do basically then is here. Can we do a switch? Not a switch. If this is equal to load. Then it's just going to do a sequence, which is going to do one thing and then load this. Then I'm going to just do get operation type and get settings JSON file. Set my game level. I'm not loading anything inside the game level. Hey, easy positive. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. That's generating a random level every time. Every time a new thing. You got common bugs instead of common bugs instead of Hey, it works. Right? As long as it works. So what I think I'm going to try doing is let's think about this. Actually, probably don't want to do that here. I'm gonna, instead of this, I'm gonna put this back and do this back here. Do I want to do it here? I guess it really doesn't matter. Might as well keep it in the function. It'll be cleaner that way. Do I want to do this first or later? Probably load the save game files first, then the game instance stuff. I guess it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. What we need to do though is the game instance stuff. I probably need to do this. Today's your first multiplayer online playtest for RTS. Went quite well. Nice, congrats. You might be ending up in the city, like it saved your position. Oh, that's the thing. Like I was talking about earlier, I'm not trying to save my position. It's not supposed to be saving it, but it's a bug right now that's saving, so I'm ignoring it. And then we continue on, like it's not saving it. So that's not going to be an issue later, because it shouldn't be saving my location. Shouldn't be saving my location yet. Comes to function, load game instance variables. I want to do this out here. And honestly, I want to do this pretty early on. You just have this as a variable. So excuse me. Let's put it right here. Okay. We'll keep this here, but we'll just make it red. Is that not where you're here? Oh, there it is. That'll be in red. Target might have a connection. That's fine. Get game instance reference. So what we're going to do is when we do a load, we're going to check if get current dungeon level. Oh no, when we do a load specifically. So we should do something different with the save and a load. So you know what? Instead of this, we'll do a switch here. So on load, it'll do a sequence. Okay. And then the sequence will be loading, or I guess better yet, because this is just, I can do this in order. Load the no. Yeah. When we're loading, we don't want to do this. This load game instance variables we only want to do when we're not loading the save game. So we actually don't want to do this. Here we want to get game instance reference. Is it reset? Reset game? I'm pretty sure. Unload. And reset game puts my default tags, current dungeon level 0, and all that stuff. Okay. I didn't mean to have you open. Looking here, and we're doing save. We just continue on. You don't need to save these variables. Although when we're doing save, I probably need to save the game instance variables. We should do the save here. Should we? No, I should do a separate one. This should be separate. Yeah, it should be separate. The one with the blue lines was a nicely laid out blueprint. I mean, a lot of them have blue lines. I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but thanks. Thinking of upgrading your Unreal just for the colored stuff so that it looks more organized? What do you mean? Like all of the colored things here, they've always been like this, at least for as long as I can remember. That's nothing new. Make a video on that? You asking Stormrun about something or me? I'm not sure what you're referring to if you're asking about me. So, but the colored lines? Is that what you're referring to? I'm so lost today. So confused. Either. Stormrun's also confused. It's not just me. Okay. Load. Enter. Okay. Okay, so that's working well.
Pausing for ads.
So whenever we load the game, we reset the game because that is accurate. While ads are playing, I'll be right back. I'm gonna drink. My throat has been like slightly irritated since like yesterday, and I don't like it. In your video about the new update stuff, did it have something about some sort of node organization or something? Oh, for that? Yeah, PCG's getting node colors, but I didn't realize you're talking about PCG since we're not doing anything PCG related right now. Sorry. I thought you were talking about just, you know, just regular blueprint stuff. Yeah, PCG is getting blueprint like colors for its variables, which is gonna be nice. I like the visual change. So this should work now. For the... When we go into a new level, so when we do load next level, current dungeon levels get increased. Boss room still falls. Reset manual cooldown. We're resetting the potion? Why are we resetting the potion when I enter the boss room? I mean, I guess it's fine. It's probably fine. Let me just do, hold on. Reset potion cooldown on boss room. Oh no, on this on new level. This is not the boss room, because this is, say, in boss room, all false. Do BCG landscapes first, it's fun. BCG landscapes, I mean, landscapes BCG is just a thing, but do you mean like biomes? Biomes are not simple. But, yeah. You could definitely do that. The meta collectibles... I do... What I need to do is... Game reference adds to here. So this we need to do a save game then. So this add collectible, I need to put inside of the game mode. Or I guess add collectible we can do... Oh, this is a BFL. Hold. In that case, the collectible is from the game instance. We're adding it to get collectibles. To our own collectibles now. Not the game save variable one. Set collectibles. And then we don't need this. And then we need to trigger a save game. Do we? Do we though? Because right now I'm saving it after each level, but instead of doing after each level, I just save it. Save it when I die or beat it. The save game is going to change to I was also doing it here. I was doing it twice for some reason. So instead of save game, this is going to be remove save game instance variables. And then we don't want to need to do the save game reference. Set the player reference and set the game mode reference. Grass is easier, then you get into trees and rocks and stuff with more advanced things. You have to learn the basics. I mean, grass is easy unless you're trying to do GPU grass, in which case you need to know HLSL, which is... Well, I don't even know how to do that. I don't know HLSL. Either combination, BCG basics, then you sculpt the landscapes to match it. Then you go into the foliage tool and really refine tune the landscape foliage. But you go BCG foliage and then foliage. Why? What for? Why don't you do everything in PCG at that point? Tell me what goes where based on the texture on the terrain? On the terrain, I assume? Yeah. The biome system is good for that. Okay, so we have now the save game instance, which is now what it's doing. Save game instance variables. And now it's loading. It should be loading the proper thing. I'm actually going to do this as a function. Load next level. Dungeon level. Yeah. So if we ever need to use this somewhere else, we can. On death, and of dungeon. So theoretically now, this should work. Now, let me double check this. What are we doing here? We're removing any statuses we have. We're clearing out the dash and the grace window. We're re-adding that. And then for the game instance, yeah, we're saving the gameplay tags, the dungeon items, and then we're doing the load next level. Why is all this clear? I'm pretty sure I'm using the same one. Oh, this is start game. No, I'm pretty sure I'm using the same one for when I kill the boss. But if that's the case, now I'm questioning how things are even working. Hold. Let's find out. Why are things working? That's a great question to ask, huh? We're spawning, yeah, we're spawning the BP start game. We're spawning this. You know, I don't know if I should question it. How is this working? One of the big things you want to know is how to cut into the land for a river, and he went over that a couple of weeks ago. Okay, for the water stuff, yeah. Train, terrain, tomato, tomato. Are your tags to pick what gets saved or to tell you some information? The gameplay tags are how I store which power-ups the player has. Can make a game called Terrain Train. Everyone loves alliteration. It's great. I do like some alliteration. It's true. So, wait. This sets where am I setting boss room? Where am I saving in boss room? Oh, boss portal. Set in boss room. That's what I figured. Okay, so the boss room. Okay. When we go through the boss room, it sets is in boss room. Okay. All checks out. Yes. Okay. That all makes sense. Give the one random card swapped with the one of theirs every time they load. Oh god. How we know when you're saving it? Sorry, saving what specifically? I'll end up doing like a UI thing where like maybe like a icon like rotates, you know, like the classic thing games do. Like if you see this icon in the corner, that means it's saving. Do not close the game during save, you know, that kind of stuff. So, theoretically now, we have... I'm just making play now. Easy save float system. So this is only going to load then. So what we need to do basically is now put the save collectibles when we die. And then we need to save. I guess I can call this inside of the game over screen. I can do that. That'll be the easiest place to do it. In the game over screen, when it pops up, I should do save any meta collectibles that I got. Where, not when? I don't understand. Yes, this is where you put the save for the boss room. It was a rhetorical question. I wasn't actually asking you to tell me. I was asking myself, but I'm streaming, so I'm talking as I'm streaming. You know? I say shit I don't know all the time, so that's normal. That's a normal thing around here. Let's open up UI. Game over. Yep. This is the game over screen. The game over screen resets the dungeon level, which is good. But We could probably do one better, which is just actually what it should do, is get game instance reference and then reset game. That's what it should do. Then it does the save game instance variables. Well, it doesn't need to do the save game instance variables. Hold on, where am I doing this? This is happening. I want to click the main menu on the dungeon level. I don't need to save this because that just does it for me. Then I unpause, and instead of doing this way, we need to do it the way we're doing here, which will basically load the save. Wait. Instead of this, we will load this. Or we will open the main menu. Actually, no, we could probably get away with just having the old system here. I don't think I need to do all this. Do I? Probably better to do it, though. At least you didn't look at the camera when you asked? Why not? Generally speaking, I never look at the camera. I look at chat. Chat just happens to be below the camera. Now I'm looking at the camera. Now I'm looking at chat. Looking at the camera, looking at chat. Do I ever really truly look at you? Like down. Hi. 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 Okay, so when we get into here, when we do get the game mode reference, this is where we can do it. So from the game mode reference, what I want to do is now do save meta collectibles, which again will be get collectibles, set collectibles, it's not save, it's gonna be add meta collectibles. Right? And then I'm guessing there isn't an easy answer, but is there a good way to replace a ton of sequential branches when checking a bunch of variables? Yeah, you should do a switch. That's what a switch statement is. Switch on an enum or whatever else you have on gameplay tags, whatever. Right? This is just basically saying, is this equal to fade only branch? Is this equal to horizontal branch? Is this equal to vertical branch? This is just a Bunch of branches in one. Yeah, that's why switch statement is. Is there a switch statement that can handle different variable types in the same time? No, switch statement is for one variable type. But how would you... A branch is booleans, right? If you're going to put it into a boolean anyway, then you could use a switch. Because otherwise, if you're checking, like, is an integer equal to 6, well, then you already had equal to 6, which returns a boolean. No matter what, it's going to return a boolean, right? Just use that. So instead of just setting the value, you just be like, make it equal to 6. And then on 6, it does this. Because you could switch on string, you could switch on integer, you can switch on pretty much anything. It's great. You have all the options you can want and more. Okay, so we're adding the meta collectibles, but then we need to trigger the save. And we can trigger the save like this. Oops. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to put this in here. The blueprint function library. Trigger save. Save. We're gonna do trigger save load. And then actually I can just output this here as well. And now I can say which one it is. Default will be save. Perfect. Like the song playing? What is it? It's called Pirate Volume 2, Crow Cove, Maine. What a great name. Why am I bring that all the way through? I just do this. That's better. Okay, so when we get to the save game, or the game over, it should save what I need. Theoretically. So, if we take a look at our stuff right now, we have 1111. I need to not load this level right now. I need to not load this level for this test. Oh, wrong place. One of the things you're having a hard time with is finding more stuff to do without switching to having to learn something new or totally switch workflows, like moving into generating new asset types. What's wrong with what's wrong with learning new things? You gotta learn new things to do new things, right? Nothing wrong with that. Continue improving. Can you get smarter, better, stronger, faster, more tired? So what I'm looking for is any meta pickup item. Give me a single meta pickup item, please. Found the shop. Really? None of them? It would probably help if I turned on the minimap. But I'm lazy. I'll get down another dead end. Fine, I'll turn on the minimap. Wait, where's the minimap? What? Where's the minimap? God damn it. Why is that not working?
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Are any of those items spawning at all? Where's the minimap? Why is that broken? Why is the minimap broken? Something tells me that my items are just not spawning anymore. Something tells me. I haven't spotted a single one. Oh boy. Yay, more bugs. Why no spawn? There's certain steps you have to take, like you can't start making animations for a character before modeling the character? Sure you can. Who said you can't? You don't need to make a character, use the mannequin. You absolutely can. Absolutely. Okay, so the meta pickups are once again broken. The mini-map is broken. How the hell did this happen? Hold on a second. Did I load the right level? Oh, it's L2. Hold on. Is this the problem? I don't think this is the problem, but this may be the problem. I don't think this is the problem. No, it's not the problem. Oh, it works something making something with two legs? That's fine. Just grab another free model from somewhere else. There's tons of free four-legged models. Even then, even if you're like making some weird alien thing, put some cubes, attach it some legs, call it a day. You do not need to make a model. At that point, you just try to find, reasons why you don't want to, do X thing. But you absolutely do not need to, have any specific model for to do animations. If you don't want to, you could animate a skeleton with nothing attached to it, and get cool animations. It won't, visually, it'll be hard to tell, what's going on. Yeah, they're just broken. The minimap is broken, and... Okay, what's going on? Why is it the way it is? Let's fix stuff. Let's fix stuff. The game instant stuff wasn't doing anything except loading variables, so we're fine with this. Let's move this here. I'm doing everything else still as I was before. So that's all fine. What's going on with the minimap? Why did it not print anything? Why can't I not undo here? Unreal? What's going on? Is it for some reason not adding my minimap? Is that what's going on? You edit. If the current tension level is greater than 0, not in the bus room and its local player controller. What type of switch do you use for comparing float values? What do you mean for comparing float values? If you want to compare two things, you just put in one, put in the other, put in equal, and you compare. You don't use a switch for comparison. A switch is to check which branch you want to use effectively. It's not for comparing. What is broken in my game today? A lot of things. The majority of the game, really. Did it not print anything? False. Okay, so it printed false. Why? Is the dungeon level not being set correctly? The dungeon level is not being set correctly. Okay. That's what's happening. You type switch and list a ton of enum switch types that you don't understand? Yeah, because the most common thing is to switch on enum. What you can do is like switch on int, for example. Switch on int. And then you put an integer in here, and then you just switch on the value. And you could say you started like 50 or 520, and then it's 520, 51, right? You could switch on anything. If you want to do a comparison is just, you know, that is a comparison. But you don't do an enum, you don't do a switch or a here. That's for you just do that, and then if these are equal, then you do something else. You don't switch on a comparison. Try to pass this flow through an operator into a bool. Figure out which switch to pick. Make your own. Depends on what you're doing. Like, what are you switching on? What are you comparing? The easiest one is to switch on enum, switch on int, switch on string, switch on... Yeah. Lots of ones. Hello, Phantom Adventures. I will say that took me a while to figure out how to read your name. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Because I was like, fan to mad, and then ventures. Like, no, ventures can't be ventures. And then I was like, tomato. No, it's not tomato. And then I was like, Fanta. No, it's not Fanta. And then I was like, Phantom Adventure. Okay, I figured it out. Like, where does the first word and the second word start? Why did you not put capitalizations in your name? You mad lad. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Oh, this is doing you. Well, no, we're increasing it then, but then we're not. It's because of order of operations. It's because of order of operations. That's what's changed. So I put the loading here. And I turned off the loading of the game instance. But we still want to do this as soon as we get into the normal stuff. So I actually still want to do this here. That was the problem I was doing. I broke this. Came from my YouTube channel? Nice. Nice. I'm surprised that you came onto Twitch then. Most people that go from the YouTube channel just go into the YouTube live streams. I'm all for you being on Twitch though. Or if operations such a pain, so you can tell it to wait one take. No, I don't need to tell it one take. I just need to put back the thing that I removed, basically. So if we go back in here, yeah, there's the minimap. So, and then I can go back in here and turn this off, apply, and we're good. Why do I not see my mouse? Is the question I have. Oh, and there's my stuff dropping. Okay, so now we have this. So now I have, there's my mouse. So now I have one here. So if I was to die now, eventually they'll kill me. Can you guys do more of those big attacks? Yeah, there we go. You weren't sure which one was more convenient for me? Oh, I look at both chats. They both combine on my side. Sure, good to use whatever you prefer. Okay. Oh, and it triggered the save. You can see the high-res screenshot there saved. And it says Crimson Shard 1. If I go back to hub now, here are the hub. If I go into the progression shop, it didn't save. Why? Why did it not save? Save files from the right time. Yeah, re-enable the save after I disabled it. Oh yeah, it was saving properly, which is why the high-res screenshot came up. But what I need to double check is this. Right? I update the collectibles. What I can do is break quantity, print the quantity here. Hey Cludas, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Let's see if it's reading one. Yeah, the loading thing is shouldn't be doing that, but we know that, so thankfully it worked out. Okay, kill me. I have one. What was the exact problem about the level instance? You checked your CP code is to retrieve actors from the level, and after the data layers to reset as basic. What was the problem with the level instance? There's no problem with the level instance. So there you go. There's the save game. Crimson Shard. I go to the hub. It didn't print one. Or actually, I wasn't technically looking. Let me just do 10 seconds. We have a PCG version of Dungeon Architect. Oh! For that, I need a way in Blueprints to load and unload a level instance. That was it. You can? How? Create a blueprint. Add child, choose level instance. You can't, there's no level instance. I don't understand. A blueprint of a child of level instance. Okay. Instance. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I see what you're putting down. I see what you're putting down. Yeah, there's the level. Can I still... I mean, I don't have one set up. I mean, I guess I technically, because it just treats these as levels, but let's just pick one. They're technically not that, but let's just say that. Where did I put this? I'll put it in the blueprints. So how do I load and unload it now? Open the blueprint. Yeah, it's open. Right-click self? Oh. Get reference to self. Load. Sync load? Sync unload? Load level instance? Unload level instance? Hold. Let's do delay 10 seconds. Unload. Delay 10 seconds. Let's go delay 5 seconds. Load. Repeat. Oh! Interesting. Interesting. Is this a U56 thing? No? So here's the next question that I will have. The level instance will spawn enemies. Obviously, I don't want to unload the enemies when it gets unloaded. You can't unload the map if there's enemies on it. They would fall. So that's what I'm saying. So what's so here, let me explain. So basically, let's say I have 3 rooms. Okay? And for whatever reason, I can, oh, not 3 rooms, let's say 3 areas. When I'm in any one area, the other 2 get unloaded. Okay? Because that's just, I don't need the whole entire thing. Let's say I spawn some mobs here, and then they run into this area. And I run into this area. All right? So we have mobs from here, in here, and I'm here. These get unloaded. But when this area gets unloaded, I potentially will still want this to be loaded. Or if I'm in this area, and again, the mobs from this area went here, and this place gets unloaded, I want the mobs to stay. I guess I need to make sure that the mobs that are spawned from the level instance get spawned into the persistent. Basically. As long as they're spawned into the persistent and not spawned into the level instance. Which I don't even know if I'd be able to do a spawn to level. They might be automatically spawning into the persistent. That would be fine. Give all their positions in a data table. No, I don't want to save their positions. No, just in the scenario where Basically, you can even get rid of this. This one's not even helpful. Basically, the scenario is when you're in one area, the other one unloads. Mobs spawn from this one when I'm there, and then I and the mobs go to here, but then this area unloads. But of course, I want the mobs to stay because I don't want the mobs to be tied to this area. So as long as they're independent of this level instance that spawned them, I mean, I guess that problem solved. Obviously, I'd want to test this. I'm assuming they would be spawning in the persistent and not inside of the level instance that loaded them. But thing two would be is I need it so if I do something in this level instance, let's say I break something or I move a physics object, when it unloads and reloads, it should be in the same spot. Exactly how it was. I doubt that it would be in this scenario, but it is with Dungeon Architect. But that's a big one, right? Because then, like, if you opened a door in here, I'd want the doors to still be open. Basically. Try without unloading. Theoretically, I mean, what is the cost? I guess the question becomes, what is the cost if I have the entire thing hidden in game? Oh, you can't even make it hidden in game. You can't make a level instance hidden in game. A little bit of visibility. No, can't even do that. Both visibility and hidden in game doesn't work for these things. I was like, what if you just hide it to unload it? But try without unloading. If you have a massive dungeon, you're just loading so much of the environment that I think is just extra performance cost for no reason. So it's cool. So you did solve one of the big problems I had. Of course, that's not the entire, story, but cool. Thanks for that. Much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, I just always dragged in the level instances, and then I tried to get a reference to the level instance, and I could never do it. For some reason, I never thought to just make a child of a level instance. I don't know why. Because you can make a child of a static mesh too, and yet it's not something I just think about. Because you make a child of a level actor blueprint. What's the use case of that? Is that effectively a parent level of a level? Interesting. No? If you already want something to happen on begin play, instead of copy paste, you just reparent. Interesting. That is definitely interesting. Huh. The whole load saving thing is gonna kill me now. Yeah, well, let me just delete this save because that's gonna ruin everything if I don't. There we go. Save deleted. We have one of each. Why do we have one of each by default? Kill me. Right, I have one. For some reason, I have one of each and one. I think I need to just check my defaults. Maybe the defaults for some reason have one of each, but an empty setup should have 0 of each. Right, it's saved. Saved. Go to hub. It says 0. Why did it say 0? Why did it say 0? It said 0 because when I pick it up, it must not be saving it to the game instance. If you try the PCG thing, make a video, of course. But there's those questions that I'm asking, I would want answers to before I make a video.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Like, for example, like people keep asking me for a city gen, but there's another person on YouTube that's making a city gen with PCG. But the problem with that city gen is, like, there are things that I want a city gen to do that will not accomplish. I'll show after that. Yeah, problem with save. For some reason, yesterday when we added the option to save the player's location, even after I removed that option, it's still saving the player's location, which I don't want to do inside of the dungeon because the dungeon is obviously changing, and so that place in 3D might be nothing the next time it loads. So, kind of problem. So this guy is making with PCG is making a city, as you can see, but let's see if I can, basically this, right? And he's doing a city gen in 5.5. Now you'd be like, well, that seems like cool. He's making a city gen. Well, to me, this is not what I want from a city gen, which is why, to me, I don't want to, like, just do this. Because, one, as you see from a lot of this, right? This is a perfect grid, right? This is a perfect grid. So that means, how does things spawn on a curve? How does you spawn when you have like a triangle? How do you fit a building into that makes sense? How do you make it have like rows that are on random things? How do you do intersections there? How do you do a 5-way intersection? Like, the very like what he's doing is awesome, right? Don't get me wrong, this is awesome. I'm glad he's doing it. I'm glad he's showing it. But in terms of, like, when I think city gen, I don't think a perfect grid with perfectly square houses and right, that kind of stuff. Personally, again, awesome thing. He's doing awesome setup. I'll link his stuff in case you guys don't want to watch it. It's broke as dev. It's funny. But like for example, he's doing an interior I saw. He's doing interiors as well. And he does it a different way than I am. He doesn't explain it step by step from what I can tell, right? He has pre-made rooms, they get combined. The problem with this is the reason why I didn't do this method, right? Is because depending on the shape of your building, you might have this room cut off like randomly here or here, right? You have to be okay with rooms not fitting fully. So, and like not making sense and things of that nature because of how your building was. So there's plus and minus with every single method. He shows a few different ones. He shows this kind of method as well. But yeah, this is like super cool, but it's still, right, it's not the city gen I want to make. Which is why I haven't. Because what I want to do is just, I want to make the city gen. I don't want to make a city gen, basically. And again, still awesome. Go watch it if you want to learn how to do like intersections and roads. Linked it. Yeah. The best kinds are when you can draw a spline and make a road and then you generate the buildings. Yeah, exactly. I want stuff like that, Skronek. But now we need to account for being able to put a building on any curvature, make them all work together, right? And then having the building work and spawn for the right shape, from the right angles and make sense. And I'd want the buildings to be procedural. I don't want to just spawn pre-made buildings because pre-made buildings will not fit in every scenario. So I'd also want the buildings to be procedural. Told you a few weeks ago, you're afraid to start a PCG. You wanted to place individual meshes from different shapes, like as a user. You have platform blocks, hole blocks, wall blocks, and translates those to pre-made meshes, walls. Yeah. That is a big thing. Yeah. The big thing he's missing is negative spaces. It doesn't make it look lived in. What do you mean by negative spaces? Like, it seems fine from what I'm seeing. Oh, not this one. If I go here. The other thing I'd want to do is make it it's the end of this one. Is like I'd want to make sure that I can designate suburbs, downtowns. Right, these are all the same pre-made building, obviously. For tutorial, completely fine. But again, if you do procedural, you'd want them all to be different. So now you have to make a full custom building that can do different kinds of houses, different kinds of you see where it's every time I'm like mentioning something, it's like something new have to be added to like an actual city gen. You can do a road gen or like a street gen. And you can make a cool street. And it's a lot simpler. But once you start going city, how do you do the parked cars for the city? Where do you put the parked cars? How do you choose how many lanes a road is gonna have? Have you thought about that? Right? It's a city. You need to have main roads, sub roads, different sizes of roads depending on the area. You're going to want to customize that. You might want to have 4-way intersections, 5-way intersections. What about roundabouts? You see where I'm going with this. You know, I thought this was cool. but it did made me think of like why I don't make a city gen. Oh, this is using the save game selected collectible pickup base collectible. No. Get base set base. It needs selected. Yeah, it's this one. Well, no, if I interact, what is the point of this? If you do a tutorial for things like this, you approve? I mean, a lot of people would approve, of course. And I get it. A city square should completely full. There's no parks or big towns. There's big landmarks. There's a lot of stuff that's missing, right? That you'd want in a city gen. Absolutely. Vontra City. She has some nice city stuff. I've not heard of that one. The Matrix Unreal demo, I'm not sure if it was made from satellite data, but it was made in Houdini. I think people always forget about this. It was, and I always remind them, it was made in Houdini. The very, very, very powerful program compared to PCG. That is like comparing the ocean compared to a drop of water in power and ability to do things. Gamebud reference. Click on meta collectibles plus. Call max collectibles collected. Yeah, that's fine. But here. Oh, I see. I see. So here, this. Get selected meta item picker. Get selected meta item pickup. And I need to add it to the meta collectible here. Or I guess I don't want to do it not here. I want to do it here. This will save it to meta collectible. Well, meta collectible is from the game instance reference. Yes, that's what I want. Quantity. Green. 5 seconds. Try to explain your problem. You have a float value. You got a bunch of branches you're trying to replace. They check if the float is a certain value. So you're trying to basically say, if this value is 5, 6, so you just do you can't do switch on float. But what you can do is switch on string, and then you have a float value, and you convert it to a string. And now you could say, hey, when this is, 5, 20, 69, it'll do different things. You're just trying to check a float value, and you can put decimal points in here because it's just you're basically converting a float to a string and then switching on a string. Hope that helps. Because you're right, you cannot switch on a float. Because to be right, something like greater or equal to 60, that kind of thing, then you would need to do a chain. Then I think you need to do a chain. Or you could check if it is, that's what I do, unfortunately. You could check, if, for example, if this is, right, less than, 30, and if it's not, then is it less than 60? And if it's not, then you do the last one, kind of thing. Less than 80, All right. Unfortunately, that is... So basically, you've checked if it is between these, or lower, or higher. It is the way I do it as well. If you're doing, like I said, if you're doing comparisons, you can't really do as a switch. At least I don't think you can. Yeah, when you do like a lot of range, there is a way to do like a check of in a range. I forget what's called. Yeah, in range. There's this in range that you could check specifically if it's between 30 and 40, and it will return true or false. But when you need to do a lot of checks, then you have to do a lot of checks. So I don't know a way of automating that one. Unfortunately. Use lerp? Lerp wouldn't tell you what range it's in. Like if you're trying to do something if it's between 30 and 40, how would a lerp or a color curve let you execute something based off of the range it's in? Like let's say you wanted to do something within 5, then 10, then 15, then 30, then 45, then 73. Right? Just random numbers. Random ranges. I don't think a lerp would do anything. Yeah, from my understanding, Skronek is trying to check in different ranges, do something different. Not like for one check, it's easy, but if you want to do like multiple ranges, like instead of this, the next one, let's say, is like 83. Is it between 80 and 83? Then do this. Yeah, I don't know an amazing way of handling that. You have a percent for progress bar, you make a color curve. It will make work instantly. Color curve is like a timeline. Well, figure out the Oh, I see what you mean. You grab based of the value, and then you grab. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. You would, is there one that you don't need to plug something in for? Where you can just set it up? It's a color curve. It's an asset? Okay. So you have to, okay. I wasn't sure if there was one built in that I could just edit. Yeah, I know about the asset one. Yeah, you don't even need a color curve at that point. You just use a regular flow curve, honestly. Because you just need two values, which is what you get on a flow curve. It could be one of the 3 tips. It's not BCG related, so. Oh, he wants color for his progress bar? Or then, yeah, then you do a color one. I missed that's for a progress bar. Yeah. Then you would do, yeah, the RGB one. Yeah, that's smart. I like that. It is a pain to control, though. I will say. It's probably a little bit of a pain to set up, but hold on, where's my save? Gotta delete the save. Bye, save. Hold on. Why do I have 111? Let me just fix that. Mela collectibles. Everything's 0. Why do I have... Why do I have 1-1 on here? Okay, I'm going to... Let's check that first, actually. Because maybe that's related to the problem. It's not the deck builder. Function view? Yeah. Actually, I should just do edit. He gets the collectibles and prints the quantity. The only thing I can think of then is it's inside. I saved it in the game instance defaults. No? Nope. Oh. Odd. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry. You're trying to activate lights with distance to the player. You have a bunch of collision each time you're casting into player. Why are you casting into the player? You're trying to activate lights with distance player. Like, just on your light blueprint, add a collision sphere and just do on begin overlap. Turn on. Done. And then on leave overlap, turn off. You don't have to cast. No, you don't have to cast for that. Nope. So if you do if you have an on begin overlap, right? So this is this on overlap. You have this other actor. What you do is get instigator. You want the variables actor one, the one that looks like this, and then from here you can just do is player controlled. If it is the player, it will be true. That's it. No cast required. Other actor, instigator, is player controlled branch. Done. And same thing on end overlap. You just check if it is player controlled. If it is, do it. If it is not, like an enemy or whatever else, ignore it. Yep. I use this all the time. Why do I have one of everything? I'm still trying to figure out. Collectibles. Oops. Oh, hold on. Am I still loading my... I think I'm still loading my old save game stuff. Yeah, I'm still loading my old save game stuff. That's why. I'm pretty sure. Let's just disconnect to that. No, still one. Oh, no, that's this. Let's just do save game. I'm just gonna detach this load save game. There we go. Now it's 0. No cards. Don't worry about that later. But now that's making more sense. Let's go find our setup real quick. Our meta progression item real quick. Give me one somewhere, please. Yeah, well, I found the shop. Yes, progress. Yes. Progress. Potentially, maybe. Let me just double check. Turn you on. Yeah. Can I just get a meta progression item though, please? Okay, well, statistically speaking,
pausing for ads.
I feel like I should have had one by now. Oh, well, I didn't grab one because it reset, so it obviously didn't spawn anything. That was ads time. Let's wait for ads. You want it to fade up sequentially as you get closer. Oh, so like, okay. So when you get into the range on begin overlap, start a timer every 0.1 seconds or whatever, like however often you feel like is good for you. Check the distance to the player. You can make, you just promote the other actor, instigator to a variable, and you can check the location. It's either other actor or other actor instigator that you need to promote to a variable, and you can check the. Oh, you don't need to do that. Get player pawn. Get player pawn. Get actor location. Do a distance check compared to the actor, the light actor, and then based on the distance, set your light intensity to be whatever you want on that timer. When you leave, when the player leaves the area, or set it back to, that should be the 0 mark, and then stop the timer. Done. Oh, okay. So when I pick this up, it needs. So this needs to save, and it's not saving because I see what's going on. You didn't know you could do a distance check without something like a line trace? Oh yeah. So all you do is get player pawn, right? Because you want to do against the player. Get actor location, and then get actor location of self will be of. I'm in the game mode, so that's why I can't do it right now. But on your light, and then you just do a. You can do a distance or a vector or a distance 2D. If you don't care about verticality differences, which you might not because it's a light, you might just do a distance 2D vector. So it ignores the height difference if they're on different elevations, but you know, certain distance away. And then you just, there's your distance. And then based off this, you just set, you know, you set your value. That's all. So I figured out what the problem was. Basically, I was still loading my previous save game that we have basically removed. And so, and this, once I removed it, this is no longer saving to our save game, which it needs to. So let's take a look here. So here it does, it sets the icon, and the game mode reference, it does save game instance variables. Yeah. And the game mode reference, it sets the selected meta item pickup. But I'm not loading the selected meta item pickup. I'm not saving the game here. So I should do save save and load variables. No, not this one. What do I call it? Trigger save load. Okay, so it's not loading still. The icon. Select a meta item pickup. Which isn't even here. Because it's in the save game. And I'm not. Yeah, I need to. Do I have the selected? Yeah, I've selected meta item pickup. It is loading it. But it needs to... Like, trying to find answers for this stuff on Google is near impossible. But if I do care about the height, then you just don't do the normalized one. Don't do the 2D ones. Do this, the distance vector, and you're good. And then it'll adjust for height as well. You're watching a video about saving in Unreal. It seems like it might save at like 3 different places. Oh yeah, I think it's in different locations. Yeah, based on that. Yep. Yeah, in editor and in package is different for sure. So I've saved this, selected active item. I think it's an order of operation difference again. So what's happening is this populate HUD shouldn't happen here. And this shouldn't happen here. It should happen after this. I'm pretty sure. No. Why? Am I in the US? Not right now. I'm currently in Canada. Wait, it didn't print anything? Because it's empty, right? I'm from the US, but I'm in Canada. So it's not running this. Why? Why is this not triggering? It's 6 a.m.? Go to sleep, my good sir. It's not loading. Why is it not loading? What? But right here, I tell it to load. Nope. All right, said and Jack Shard, right? But then when I load here, it shuts its trap. I just want. When I load a level, I just want it to load automatically. God damn it. Trying to get free healthcare at the cost of being able to easily find cheese sticks? The two levels share game mode or not? They do. Yeah, they share the game mode. That's how I'm able to tell it to go to the next dungeon and stuff, yeah. I'll print right after I do this. Yeah, there's the bees. There's the bees. Yeah, so it's running it. It's running it. It's just not running it. Oh, I removed the print string. I'm stupid. Oh, there we go. Turning off force operation helped. Sorry, I'm sorry for forcing you to do something you didn't want to do. That's on me. I really shouldn't be so pushy. My mistake. Yes, progress. So if I grab this, and we have the orange one here, and I load in, there's my orange one. The tooltip is basically if you have it disabled in the config, then turn it on to force use it. The thing is, I re-enabled it, but I figured like, hey, if I've re-enabled it, that's fine. It should still work. No. Yep, and there's our thing here. Also, it's all zeros. I picked this up. I have 1. Please, everyone kill me. He says, please don't force her, we'll get angry. Okay, I'm dead. It's saved. There's the high-res screenshot. It says 0. Why is it 0? Okay, it's still not working properly, but we're getting closer. Okay, we're getting closer. Instead of doing this on event construct, this needs to happen. If it's valid, I need to do it at a certain point. Otherwise, it needs to do it. Yeah. There's a lot for us to do, guys. There's a lot for us to do. So what I'm used to happening is I need to basically load, instead of loading here, I need to load in the game mode. Well, I don't want to do this. Oh, this is fine, I think. Let's find out. Okay, we're fine. We play. We're fine. Let's find out. No, icon's not working. Why? Because this now needs to happen. That should be fine. No. That's right. I think. Let's find out. I couldn't. There's the yes, okay, because it's loaded. Good. And there's the yes, because it loaded. So, Access not trying to read property, save game reference. He couldn't get save game reference? What? Oh, yeah, it's not gonna get save game reference, of course. Get selected, meta item pickup. Yeah, because we're not using the old save game anymore. Yes, that. Let me grab you. Okay, well, this is no longer saving. Great, but this icon is. How did that happen? Why did the other icon stop working? Shoot me now, huh? Okay, icons working. Icons working. Progress. Progress. It's all working. So, so this should trigger you, but for some reason, if it's afterwards, because I guess it has a little bit of a delay, these trigger first. So it has to happen here, not here. So we got it. We got him, boys. We got him. I'll remove this because I'll forget. The mini-map 1 can go away now. We can close some stuff. Game over. We'll keep this open. Close the game instance for now. I don't remember where I'm... where I put the giant screaming print string anymore. I'll be honest. Oh, it's on the console log. It says actor. Thank you. Now, if only I could find it. Oh, search. Aha! Game mode. Thank you. I always forget to look at the console log. I'm bad at that. Oh, great. No results found. It said it's here. Oh, it's no longer printing anymore. Okay. So I guess I removed that one. Never mind. Where am I printing the other one that just printed? Also here. Also on the game mode. Ah. Found it. Okay. So, we've made some progress. Right, we have all zeros. I don't think this is going to give us the one that we need on death. But we'll try one more time. Yes. Everyone kill me! Because right now I should have, yep, one. Kill me! Kill me faster! Really not dying fast enough. Oh, error, Zorla. That's gonna do a big hit. There we go. That was a big hit. Good. How you guys doing? I feel like they're missing too much. They're not supposed to be missing, to be clear. There it goes. Okay, right. Screenshot saved. That means it's saved. It says 0 still. Why is it 0? Okay, so that part we still gotta, you know, figure out. But for some reason, it's not saving it to the game instance reference, basically. Game mode reference. Wait. I look at the wrong thing? No, not you. Look at the wrong thing. Hold on. You. Game mode reference. Selected meta pickup. It takes the game mode instance reference, the meta collectible, and adds one. To the base collectible. And then stores it inside the meta collectible, which is the game instance reference. And then it gets it. What I really should be doing is this, using this get collectible, I think. No, I don't. No, all I really should be doing is... No, what I'm doing. Meta collectible, get it. Add one. Why don't you have a button that gives you a crystal and subtracts health? Why are you asking such logical questions? We don't do that here. Yeah, so basically when when I do the pickup, for whatever reason, it doesn't save how many are here. Okay, well, here, let me just run to one real quick. But we made some good progress on the whole save game from. So. Oh, it says one. No, it says one. So I guess it is adding the value. It is doing that. It's just the saving part and the loading problem is probably the problem somehow. Hold on, I might have done something really stupid. I'm gonna check it after I'm dead, but I guess I can check it now. While that's happening, do I have the game over open here? No, I have the add meta collectibles here. No, I didn't do stupid. I mean, could still be stupid, but yeah. It's like, oh, could not say it, set the player transforms. I don't want you to set the player transforms. Anyway. We know where we need to continue tomorrow. We know where we need to continue. I'm hopeful, hopefully I'll hear back from the developer of this plugin about the whole player saving its location when I really don't want it to. So fingers crossed. And other than that, we'll be back tomorrow for some more save game fun. Hopefully start, wrapping up the save game stuff. Fingers crossed. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.